Watching Sunrise on KYMA News 11, where news comes first.
Good morning. It's Monday, October 29th, 2018. I'm Ivany Villalobos.
And I'm Blake Keller. Thanks for joining us on Sunrise this morning. Here's a look at what's ahead at 6. This morning, the caravan continues. How many migrants are continuing their journey and how many went back to their home country? Plus, what Vice President Mike Pence had to say during his trip to Yuma.
And also how parents can join their children and start their own journey to get an education. News 11 Ariana Shell has the details in just a few.
Yeah, that's right. Then, after looking at the new facial technology at the San Luis Port of Entry, it's being put to good use.
Yeah, the latest effort by a traveler and why they were taken into custody at the processing booth.
Yeah, we'll get to those top stories, of course, in just a bit. But it's Monday morning, starting off the week again. And hitting that refresh reset button, hopefully.
Yeah.
And
especially after a long Halloween weekend of activities or pre-Halloween activities, right?
Dressing up, yes, of course, and
all that fun stuff.
We're hoping reset on the weather as well.
So yeah, as far as compared to last week, we are seeing temperatures just slightly cooler this week. I want to call it the 80s week because we're going to be in the 80s throughout most of the part of the week. So let's go outside and take a look at that weather. RV World Yuma Skycam to check out what our weather is like for us here this morning. Okay, so again, yeah, it's an 80s type of week, and the sun's not out yet, but it will be out later on at around 6:53. We're seeing our winds right now fairly light and calm at east northeast 5 miles per hour. So onto our current temperatures for us here this morning. We're looking at 67 for Yuma and also in Imperial, 66 in the YPG area, 62 for Blythe, and 64 in El Centro. Later on today, we're looking at the temperatures in the lower 90s, but we'll talk more about this later on in our show.
All right, we'll take a look at those border wait times so far. You're seeing a half-hour delay in Calexico East, 20 minutes there in your ready lane, a 60-minute wait time in Calexico West. However, the heaviest wait time we're seeing, or the longest I should say, is in San Luis at 80 minutes this morning.
All right, groups of Central American migrants continued their trek north toward the U.S. border Sunday. One group of migrants reached Guatemala's border with Mexico and was stopped at the gate by police in riot gear. Now, this group of mostly Honduran migrants moved through Guatemala last week and at one point numbered more than 1,000 people before beginning to fragment. Now, the first caravan in the latest wave of migrants was in southwestern Mexico on Sunday. Now, that group continued to press on through southern Mexico in spite of a government offer of jobs. Honduras says 4,500 of its citizens who joined caravans have returned to the country in recent days. The migrants still moving even after Vice President Mike Pence's visit to the desert Southwest, sending a strong message to those traveling.
Turn around, return to your homes. You will not be allowed into the United States of America illegally.
Well, President Trump and other Republicans have sought to make the migrant caravan and immigration major issues in the midterm elections.
Well, new this morning, an Arizona man who fell nearly 50 feet in a gold mine shaft broke both of his legs and went 2 days without food or water. And officials say he's lucky to be alive. And now this morning, we're hearing from the man himself. 62-year-old John Waddell owns the land where that shaft is. He was lowering himself in that shaft when he lost control and fell. And stuck with nowhere to go, Waddell ended up fighting off a trio of rattlesnakes before his friend found him just days later and called for help. After being rescued, Waddell is now speaking about that life-changing experience.
I hit the bottom, and first thing I noticed was my leg was broke. As soon as I hit it, I saw my leg flip up, and my ankle went the other way. I just happened to lean back a little bit, try to gather myself of what had just happened, and I look up, and there's a rattlesnake coming down, and where I landed, I would have been face to face to this rattlesnake. Why it didn't bite me or strike at me at first, I don't know, but it didn't.
Now, he says he did see some gold down in that mine shaft, and he will one day go back, but this time with someone else to help him. Well, we're going to take a local look right here. Kofa High School is helping parents that want to know more about how to help their students be successful academically.
Yeah, News 11's Ariana Shell spoke to Kofa's assistant principal, and she's live in the studio to tell us more. Ariana, good morning.
Now, good morning, Blake and Ivany. The American Dream Academy is a program for both parents and students. The Academy bridges the gap between a student's dream and the reality of that dream.
Throughout the upcoming 8-week sessions, experts will be sent to KOFA High School to educate parents and students. KOFA was inspired to partake in this program after parents wanted to learn how to help their students.
The response was overwhelming. Parents had a lot of questions about what can they do.
The weekly sessions require students to attend with their parents. Discussion topics will be presented both in English and Spanish in order to accommodate for everyone in the community.
Their big picture is how to bridge the gap between high school and colleges. What are the scholarship opportunities? How can they contact different community colleges and different universities? Many of our parents who are not very proficient in English, they needed somebody to guide them in Spanish, So all those kind of help and assistance is available.
This program has inspired even parents to think about completing their own education journey.
There are some parents who wanted to get education for themselves as well. The dream is to prepare them and equip them with the knowledge and with the skills that they need in order to live a dream life.
According to Sharma, if parents can understand the importance of education, students' academic achievements will increase.
Once we make our parents understand the importance of education, importance of a better and bright dream future of their children, students will be pushed at home, they will be pushed at school, they will be pushed by American Dream Academy and at KOFA High School, everywhere. How wonderful, beautiful it will be, when we all become academically inclined and be ready to help each other.
Now, these sessions will take place every Wednesday from 5:30 to 7:30 at KOFA High School through December 12th. 2 facilitators with the Academy will be from KOFA, allowing for understanding based on that specific campus. Parents and students can attend at any time, even if it's only for the last session. I'm Ariana Shell with News 11 live in the studio. Back to you, Blake and Ibany.
Well, 6:07 is your time. Early voting and ballot by mail in Yuma County has been underway for a few weeks, and the deadline to get your early vote counted is coming up quick. So a reminder for voters, officials say it is best to mail in your ballot by mail by October 31st. The last day to early vote is on Friday, November 2nd. You can cast your early ballot at the Yuma County Recorder's Office, or in the Valley, you still have early mobile voting at select locations. If you don't mail in your ballot, you can always drop it off at the Recorder's Office, or on election day, you can drop off your ballot at a polling location. The Yuma County's Recorder's Office says the sooner the ballots are returned, the faster results can be given to the community.
Well, new this morning, an Arizona Court of Appeals latest ruling says a search warrant with an incorrect address is still valid. That ruling comes in the case of an Arizona man convicted of drug-related offenses. He tried to overrule the search warrant due to a wrong address, but the court says Fourth Amendment privacy protections require warrants to describe a house, but a wrong address is more significant than things like vehicles and house color. Now, the case will now go back to trial to see if sheriff deputies could enter that property even with a no trespassing sign.
Now, the driver who struck and killed a 70-year-old woman while she attempted to cross the street last week will not face any charges. Yuma police say it was a completely tragic accident, and it happened on West 16th Street in Yuma. That woman has now been identified as Maria Mendoza.
Well, in your crime alert news this morning, the man accused of killing Arizona Department of Public Safety Trooper Tyler Edenhofer is due in court today. Edenhofer was killed while on duty back on July 25th. Officials say Edenhofer was checking out reports of someone throwing rocks at passing vehicles on the expressway. Investigators say Isaac King shot and killed Edenhofer after a scuffle on the side of the road. King has entered a plea of not guilty to murder and other charges.
El Centro Border Patrol agents in India arrested a U.S. citizen after they're accused of smuggling 9 undocumented immigrants found locked inside their tractor trailer. Now, Border Patrol says it happened on the Highway 86 checkpoint. A border canine alerted agents to the rear cargo, where agents then found 9 undocumented immigrants in the bed of the trailer. BP says they found the inside of the doors to be locked so that the individuals inside couldn't get out. The driver and immigrants were all arrested.
And U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers at the San Luis Port of Entry says the port's new cutting-edge technology stopped another imposter from passing through. You're looking at file video of that technology right now. CBP says a 30-year-old man traveling by foot from the state of Guerrero used a border crossing card to try to get into the United States. A CBP officer at the processing booth noticed a mismatch between the travel documents and the man, and officers found that man was not the original card holder, and he was taken into custody. This is the third person to be detected using the port's facial biometric technology in the pedestrian lanes.
Well, new this morning, a new study shows smaller cities in America provide good quality of life and affordability, and several towns in our area made that list. Recent U.S. Census Bureau data shows that suburban population growth outpaced city growth in 2017. The study from Wallet Hub compared more than 1,200 U.S. cities with populations between 25 and 100,000. They use key metrics such as housing costs, school system quality, and restaurants per capita. Yuma placed in the 26th percentile on the list with a score of nearly 52, and El Centro plays in the 19th percentile. Both Yuma and San Luis, Arizona scored right in the middle for housing affordability, and San Luis ranked near the bottom of the list for seeing one of the lowest percentage of the population with a high school diploma or greater.
All right, so Halloween is just days away, and we are holding our annual Halloween costume contest again this year.
Yeah, all you have to do is show up in your costume here at our studios at 6 a.m. for your chance to win prizes sponsored by local businesses.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it, see what people come up with.
Oh my goodness, yes. I cannot wait. All right, we'll have you entered for Firehouse Fridays. Each Friday during this show, we will announce the winner of a Firehouse Subs catering platter. All you have to do to win is enter at KYMA.com.
A deadly mass shooting in Pittsburgh sparks a debate in Washington over rhetoric and responsibility. I'm Susan McGinnis in Washington. I'll have that story coming up.
And in your News 11 Healthline report, what doctors say are the worst offenders when it comes to your teeth and Halloween candy. We'll have that still to come.
And also on Sunrise, we're taking a look at your weather forecast for this Monday, what we can expect as we head onto the week and for Halloween as well. Those details after the break.